IVM.
Never before in the history of radio, television, film or dance bars has there been a show like The Seen and the Unseen. Well, it's mostly about the scene because who knows what the unseen is. It's a podcast hosted by Amit Verma. New episodes out on the IVM podcast website, app or wherever you get your podcast from. कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
All right, Cock and Bull, we've got 5 guests for the first time. It's like the London Philharmonic, but better music. Right? Here we go.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
Okay, here on Cyrus Says, as we morph into the show which is called Cock and Bull, highest rated show ever, the thing that I want to discuss is a health segment which I'm going to introduce from time to time. Talking about what ill health is out there waiting for you if you're under 40 and you're coming to my decade. I am talking today specifically of perianal fissures. Hence I stumbled because the pain is so much. It's right near your rectum but not exactly in. It's on the side. Now the big issue with this is what do you apply on it. I've gone through the entire gamut. Xylocaine is the most powerful and the best thing to put on it. That is not the problem. The problem is you can't reach it. So the big problem is to find someone who will volunteer to apply the xylocaine on that perianal fissure so that that big ball in front where it doesn't belong goes back in and stays inside the sac for the rest of its life. Ladies and gentlemen, it's called Cyrus Says. This is our health moment on Cock and Bull, which was Cyrus Says. It's confusing, but it's all because of the pain from the fissure.
And that's what Cyrus says.
It's true.
Really?
I can't
But if you can reach your butthole, you can reach the...
No, I have to do this, how you bowl the other one?
Yeah.
The googly?
Yeah.
So you have to take this action and go between your legs to find that spot. The exact spot where it is.
What if you lie on
I
your back?
asked my wife, she refused.
What if you lie on your back in baby delivering position?
I tried all
and
that.
then
You're
keep a
joking about
mirror.
all this,
I'm
Aakash.
not joking. I'm
I tried
seriously
all
saying.
this. I had to rub the area where the pain was the most, which is like one part of it. Some of it is not that
There's
painful.
no other medicine for this.
There is an antibiotic
What
which I'm taking,
causes
which will not
this?
go down.
What causes this?
This, you have a predisposition to that, but
Oh God.
all kinds of things that I
Oh,
take in my
God,
body.
that's-
It's essentially just a boil in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Oish.
Which if you don't treat starts growing and you suddenly have this
Oish.
problem. For a long time you don't even notice it. Because who looks at that area? Firstly you can't.
Yeah,
And unless
and
you're in
you
an
don't
active
feel it.
relationship in that way, then who's going to look in that area?
Yeah, who's going? And nobody's going
None
to your
of this
butt.
is making to the show, by the way.
It
So,
should.
yeah.
This is the show. This is the show we're waiting for. Akash, we have a winner.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? If we are recording this should go in the show because today finally we are allowed explicit content.
We are allowed explicit
as it
content.
gets.
This is not
Alright, no,
explicit.
today's the-
This is one man's pain.
This is-
I want
yeah.
people to come out and confess about pain.
Yeah.
Why be ashamed?
Yeah, but at least now I can say it's fucking painful.
Yes,
That
you can.
feels good.
It
Oh,
is
it's painful
fucked up.
fucking. I'm sorry, Swati. That would be what you take home, leaving the shores of India as you go to settle down in Germany. Huh? Thy fatherland, thy fatherland. All right, let's start the show. Cock and Bull. We're in the house with Aakash, comedian extraordinary.
Good evening.
Abbas, also comedian extraordinary.
You know what also Aakash does?
What?
He hosts a podcast.
And he hosts a podcast which
Yes,
is
he
called...
does. Which is called
Vartalab.
And where do we find it?
on the IVM podcast network.
And how can we download
Plugging
it?
business.
By downloading the IVM app, which the new app will also be out in the next few days. So people who have not signed up for the beta, you should do that too.
I feel like every time he mentions the podcast, I doubt why they called me. Like it's like
You're a moving ad. Wherever you go, this is how we introduce you. Even at car parking, Starbucks.
Amit is the ad. I'm just the product.
You're part of the whole design now, brother. Okay, Abbas Jr., you've not said a word. By the way, before we start, I don't know whether we've interviewed Roshan Abbas or not by the time of the show, but let me tell you, he's coming on the show in the future.
Yes.
And you just told me that your mother
Yeah.
finds him the greatest celebrity ever.
Okay.
And she
Wow.
loves him.
Yeah,
I was-
he's her favorite television personality.
Personality.
Because
Yeah.
of his voice? And
Because of
present-
Maybe
MasterCard
hair,
Family
maybe hair.
Fortune. MasterCard Family Fortune, and my mom's also from Lucknow. He's also from Lucknow.
What are you
so-
saying?
Yeah.
That's so regional, yaar.
Hey, even you're from Lucknow, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But
We go to
your
Lucknow
favorite TV
party going
personality
on.
is not from Lucknow.
But Roshan Abbas, yes,
He's
one
up there.
of-
favorite.
He's up there. He's up there.
He's up there.
I refuse
yes.
to interview him. I feel so insulted. They work with me day in and day out, never mentioned me. Roshan Abbas, just look at me, crores of rupees, selling businesses. Unfair practice. Sir, what have we got? Oh, sorry, what have we got?
Yeah, so let's start. What do you want to start with? Farmers or Rahul Gandhi's gotra? Let's go with Rahul Gandhi's gotra.
Firstly, ask yourself, do you know your gotras, everybody?
Yeah, I know.
You know.
I'm not going to reveal that, but I know.
Okay.
You better forget it when you go to Germany, huh? They're not impressed with all that stuff.
I have absolutely no idea.
I have no idea.
Parsis don't have gotra.
Yeah, do Parsis
They
have
do.
gotra?
Everybody
do?
has.
They do?
Everybody got Indio-fied. They have castes and everything. But
Do
no
Jains have
follows
gotras? I
it.
don't even know
Well,
Jains
they're
have
not
gotras.
supposed to, but under the surface they do. So
Okay.
that's the problem.
Yeah, I have no. I don't know. I'm a Vaishnav. Does that count as gotra?
No, Vaishnav is the religion.
Gotra's got
right?
nothing.
That's a sect.
Just,
Yeah.
That's the sect.
you don't want to know
Yeah.
what you are. We want to know where. Okay.
You basically
You
follow
don't-
the Vishnu
Yeah, I have no
rather
idea.
than the Shiva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Shaiva and Vaishnava.
I mean, my parents follow the Vishnu. I follow the Shiva. But okay.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Why don't you just use GPS? Abbas, you have anything to contribute?
I didn't know about gotras until sadly the honor killing thing started making news, where I knew that people from the same gotra cannot
Yeah.
get married.
Right.
I still find it very regressive and very outdated.
I find
And
it difficult to pronounce.
Gotra?
Yeah,
It
I
sounds
can't
like-
say it without.
It's a lot like
No, but you can
Godra.
say whatever
Most
you
of
want
us
to say
actually do
now.
not know
You can,
You can
right.
say
the
Gota.
basic theory behind it because this is something that
how
Panditji tells you.
is gotra
Panditji as in
different
Nehru?
from
No.
just any
I mean,
Pandit, generic
yeah,
Panditji.
Just any Panditji like
Don't
this
take names
Dinanath call.
like Bhimsen
Yeah.
Joshi.
Told
But this is
Rahul
it's one of
Gandhi.
it's one of those things, right? Like Tera Dhruv
Why do
Rashi
they always
Saini.
have names like Dinanath Kaul? But
They need
why can't
three.
his name be
It
Percy
has to be
Sharma?
at least 5 syllables.
I mean, why is it Dinanath Kaul?
Has to be
Percy
5
It
syllables.
has to.
Sharma.
It has to.
Yeah.
Who says?
Is the universe our gotra?
No, but I have a question since Swati seems to be someone who's
The
kind
Gotra
of
Almanac.
known
She's
in
got the
this.
Gotra Almanac with her.
How is a gotra different from your caste?
Okay. So caste is more social.
Okay.
And Gotra is not a social
It's a personal.
division. It's like
Okay.
I think
It's
it's
familiar,
coming
right?
from
It's kind of like your lineage. I think the point of it in ancient times was to prevent too much inbreeding. Essentially,
Okay.
that is my understanding.
Yeah.
Also, land disputes. Because I come from this Gotra, so this is my land. No, I'm just saying that. I have no idea. I just thought I'd throw it
That's
in
what I'm
to
saying.
sound
You
wise.
can explain it in any manner if you want.
But
No, if inbreeding was the criteria, then
but then at this point in
Parsis
time,
and Muslims
I
would
wouldn't
not.
Go, I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't go there. Well, not just these communities. Don't worry.
I know, but like.
But what I'm
majorly.
trying to so wait, but the Khap panchayats would kill people if they were from the same gotra.
Same
Yeah.
Gotras,
Same
yeah.
Gotra.
They would
Yeah.
kill people of the same
Because
gotra.
that would be like marrying your sibling or
And
cousin.
the whole watch your cup size happened because of that. Otherwise we wouldn't have that
No, in
phrase.
Hindu weddings, it is actually checked before marriage. Yeah.
That you're not actually brother and sister to Gotra.
yeah.
To the same Gotra.
That makes
same
sense.
Gotra marriages don't happen.
But now
From
the
a health
question
point of
is
view.
then how
But-
many Gotras are out there, right?
No,
I
but
don't even know that.
now what
right?
I'm trying to
That we
understand
can
is
check.
What is
based on-
Donald Trump's Gotra? Can we find that
No,
out?
and based on this, then so if there are a billion of us, then we have enough diversification already. Even if
Yeah.
you have same gotra, it should match.
No,
Second,
so I mean, like,
And at
exactly,
what
these
level are you
Gotras
allowed
have
to
been
meet?
existing for the
Like,
longest
Yeah.
time.
are you allowed to meet if you have 7 cousins? I mean, there must be a point.
there has to, yeah,
At some point
biologically
you must move,
speaking,
so
you
do you
can.
move from one Gotra
Yeah.
to another? Do you transfer to another Gotra? I don't know.
And can
how
you
this
take a
works.
handbag?
Yeah,
Can we address the larger question? Why are
Yeah,
we
why are
discussing
we discussing
gotras
Rahul's
in
gotra? That's
2018?
Because I think we need to first understand what we are making fun of before we actually start making fun of it.
No,
So in a sense, we've done a Rahul Gandhi. We did research. Is that what you're saying?
no, I'll tell you why I picked this up, because the Science and Technology
Yeah.
Minister, Dr. Harshvardhan, is tweeting about Rahul Gandhi's gotra.
First of all, he's Science and Technology Minister.
He was the
Dr.
Chief Minister of Delhi.
Harshvardhan.
But isn't he the guy who did
Chief
the,
Minister of Delhi, he
no, the
was
flying,
ex-
the
Yeah, he
flying
was the
exhibition.
flying saucer guy.
Yeah, he's the guy who did the flying exhibition.
That is
huh?
still kind of science. Gotras are not science.
It's
at
not
all.
science
Giving
if it's
benefit
followed
of
by.
doubt.
Yeah, no. It's not science if it's followed by the word fiction.
Anyway, I just want to tell you, while you all were talking, I googled my Gotra. I'm a direct descendant of Genghis Khan, and I'm a direct descendant of Chandragupta Maurya.
Oh,
That's
that's
not
lovely.
Gotra.
I want to tell you, I own the world.
I actually
The
don't.
world is mine, boys.
That might actually be true,
There
considering.
are a lot of 1 in 7 people, I think. 1 in 7 people are related
You
to
know what?
Genghis. Is there something like
Actually,
that?
That's
I
right.
just read about
1
that
out of
policy
7.
around the Genghis Khan thing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like we all talk about that one
Okay,
in
the
7
real
people.
pronunciation in any sort of Mongolian will be Chinggis.
Genghis.
No, it'll be Ch.
I
But
called him
it's spelled
Changiz.
No, it's pronounced Ch. So
But
it's
it's-
Chinggis.
but it's-
Show respect for my father.
It is
Show some
spelled
respect.
Genghis.
Pramod.
You can call him Temujin.
Okay. But
Pramod was the Indian name, you're right.
so apparently there was a book written which made this claim, but that book was based on some research. That research was a lot more conservative than what they went out and said.
So that's 1 out of
Right.
4.
Huh? No, basically they were just saying that there is a large commonality of descendants, but Genghis Khan never mentioned. So nobody knows
No, but
that
you can
Genghis
trace your
Khan,
DNA
Kublai
now.
Khan,
There's so many
whatever.
places.
Why would Genghis Khan mention everything?
Genius! Show some respect. He massacred so many people.
Why would Pramod go around and tell people, oh, today I slept with 6 chambermaids or 7 POWs?
Oh, no, the whole
point is
village,
that-
you idiot. I get to sleep with 6 chambermaids. I was a foot soldier. He was the boss.
Isn't that what men do till today? Exaggerate the number of women they've slept with?
Abbas, only Amit and
I
Aakash
think-
talk like that. Yeah, come on.
No.
Amit never talks like that.
All the time.
Only Aakash.
I have a calculated
Like, oh.
figure. I have calculated figure. So it's not, I don't exaggerate or under.
But you should round down, not round up. That's how I made my
I don't
one.
round only.
I reached 1 because of that.
I tell people it's 25.3. There's no, the 0.3 is kept as is.
Yeah.
I'm known as a 0.3 myself.
What was your point about
Ah.
Genghis Khan?
Yeah, so all I'm,
Genghis.
Chinggis.
no, so all I'm saying is that if the research was conservative also, the genetics wouldn't lie. Secondly, like I don't think he had time to talk about his sexual exploits. He was busy pouring silver into people's mouths. Like you know what I mean? Like
1 or 2 incidents. He personally didn't do that too often.
you didn't see it
Not
happening
too-
at
I
the
was
house.
there. I was
Not
there.
too often. Not too often.
Yeah.
Just a couple of times it's okay. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Just once a village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's only if they were very rich and known to be greedy. Then those are
Right.
one of the things they do is kill you with gold or silver. Not just that, these are practices which are still there today. Except it's a little credit card fraud and what happens to you post that. The whole process is exactly the same.
Plus Game of Thrones में भी होता है अभी भी.
Okay.
And Game of Thrones is all about the Mongols,
It's,
isn't
yeah,
it?
it's all about the
Okay,
But,
Abbas, let's
do
go
not-
to a
do
real
not-
question.
Yeah, just to wrap this up, do not get fixated on gotras and caste and
Why?
religion. Move beyond that. I mean, look for a brighter
So
future.
this is like Abbas's very special
Yeah.
message at the end of the
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's a
I
moral
mean-
dilemma that we were facing before.
No dilemma.
coming on the show.
I wish-
must tell the audience the truth. Don't go to your
Don't
gotra.
get fixated.
But I really wish people were this obsessed with doing like a genetic compatibility test with couples. That is so much more important.
What about a
because-
psychological compatibility?
Yeah,
That's
why
a
not?
bigger
This
issue.
thing is couples before they're married, after they're
No,
married.
no, I'm saying when you're going to
And is it with the same person you coupled?
so
Because if after you're married, if you turn out to be related, then your whole
no, I'm saying
relationship.
before you get married,
Huh.
like if there's definitely
can
are
get-
two people who
Hey,
want to have kids.
after your marriage,
should
you
get
are
it tested.
related. That's the
Yeah.
whole idea of marriage. You define it as a relation.
But yeah, like
These
you should
guys
be
are
doing-
married. What do they know, Amit? The only person married in this room is me, right? Swati?
And
Are you
Swati.
married?
And
You're married.
Swati.
So you
Yeah,
understand.
yeah,
Well, your
yeah.
husband's going to come to Munich with you.
No.
You're going to stay for 2 years alone in Germany with all those German
Long
men,
distance.
muscular German men who are very frank and
It's,
open.
no, it's
Don't
okay.
make it look too scary.
And our poor Lucknowi boy will be staying here alone.
But they're related
Looking
now.
for
It's
his
fine.
gotra.
Yeah.
They're related.
Yeah, he's in search of his gotra right now.
Oopsie. I didn't think about that part, huh?
Okay,
All right.
moving on.
Yes.
Around 1 lakh farmers marched onto Delhi to the parliament to protest about the agrarian crisis. And
Which,
very
by the way, is
little-
ongoing since 47. More or less.
Yeah.
And very
Every
little
now
of
and
this was covered by the mainstream media.
What were we covering instead?
Priyanka Chopra was getting married. Can you blame them?
Yeah, dude.
It
And
was a big
Ranveer also
weekend.
got married in the
That
middle.
was, that's gone.
Oh, that's cool.
You're like Kunal now. We have to tell you what's happening. Priyanka, yaar.
Nee, Priyanka was
In fact,
before.
I
Priyanka
read
was
the
before
news which is
Ranveer.
related to this, that a Maharashtra farmer, his name is Sanjay Sathe.
He
who
gave the
earned-
money back?
Yeah, 1,064 rupees for 750
Yes, I
kg
remember
of
that.
onions
1 rupee 40 paisa per kilo.
in the wholesale market.
Yes.
And he sent this money to
Back,
our
return the
Prime
money.
Minister. Yeah.
But I
कि तू
don't-
रख. That's such a classic Bombay. है, तू
Why-
रख पैसा मेरे को नहीं
But
चाहिए.
why didn't he just send the onions? Because I just think that would
Because
be
they
would have been
got
more
the money.
dramatic,
now.
huh?
Beautiful
It
gift.
would have been more
But
dramatic.
he got the money already for the onions. Plus onions are expensive to ship. He doesn't have money.
that's
onions
That's
cost
true.
changes every day.
Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah.
does. But I think that's a problem with the
You
way
want to know
that-
more? Watch the movie Pyasa.
You want to know more? Listen to the Seen and the Unseen episode.
No, but I that's the thing, right? Like with
Hey,
onions.
listen, it's a sensitive subject. Will you stop saying stupid things?
I'm
talking to myself. Talking to myself.
course.
I'll go back to rewind to Gotra. When in trouble.
No, I'm just saying that this is these are all symptomatic things of when you don't have a free market.
market.
I'll tell you the
Exactly.
problem. The government, when you have these crises, and we've had it for all these years, drought, etc., immediately wants to act like it's doing something.
Yeah.
So they announce 200 things. They do this in sports also. Jeet gaya! 50 lakh.
Yeah.
And then nobody sees any money after that.
Yeah.
But front page, everybody talks about it. This will happen. We'll give you this thing. We'll take away costs of all the technology, of the tractors, whatever. And then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So that's the beginning of the end. So I think we should stop promising anything to farmers.
No, I think
and they should just be lucky if they get
the
something.
reason
No,
we're
there's
promising.
a systematic problem, right? I mean, the problem exists with the fact that they cannot sell what they want to sell wherever they want to sell it.
Correct.
They have to sell it in certain spaces.
No, and they can't even consolidate their land or anything.
That process to change is going to be much more difficult.
But that is a process that has to change. Without that changing, the underlying problem never gets addressed.
It's like putting cream on the
Yeah, but
fisher
this whole market
instead of.
will just crumble like that. You can't just
You
change
need
everything.
to crumble the market.
You
You
need
need
to
to
what
destroy the
happened for
market.
1 or 2 seasons if people...
No, wait. You think that we need subsidy over here at Reliance? Reliance is not going to go out and figure out how to buy the subsidy. You
Can
think
you use
that
another example? I work for Reliance.
Okay, yeah. You think that Godrej's big basket, which is going to need its this.
Better? Can you use another example? I'm related to
Yeah,
Godrej.
but-
Can we do this? Okay, let me put it this way. It's not like people will stop growing food.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
It's
not
just
like
that
people
they'll
are
get
gonna
to
buy
choose where to sell it. That's all this is about.
Free market economics.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lesson in that.
And
you
let-
get a free lesson in Gotra free, of course. Just mention
But
that.
your bosses at Reliance will want to get into that, right?
Aakash.
Okay.
तू पंगा लेने का तो नाम दे दो GST number file करके बताओ.
Did you guys see this really funny video of Mukesh Ambani was at Deepika's wedding and the
Yeah, you
paparazzi
mentioned.
were clicking his photo and one of them just shouted out, "Sir, Jio ka network nahi aa raha sir."
But I want to change to Jio. Anybody using Jio?
I know a
Think
lot of people
Swati
who
is
are.
right.
Cyrus, you
use
can't
that,
watch porn. It's useless.
No,
for
but
you.
listen to me.
Wi-Fi I use. not
Vodafone
phone.
has now reached a point where it's war. It's war.
Okay.
Because every time I have an important conversation like what's your number, the phone goes.
Vodafone works
And
fine.
maybe
Cyrus.
they know that you work for Reliance.
These Portuguese girls in Leopold aren't that easy to find anymore. So, I can't take it anymore. I don't know what else to do.
Why you meet them at Leopold and then call them on the phone and
No,
talk
I
to them and it
stalk
gets cut?
them, and if they don't file a police complaint, then we take it further.
That's
Then it's
lovely.
just you. They're just limiting your network.
I think maybe this is true, and maybe it's like an NGO effort. I applaud them. Well done, Vodafone.
Yeah, from farmers to Leopold.
Coming back
No, but like, yeah,
Swati.
I think the problem.
You're going to be alone in Germany for 2 years without your husband.
So then,
Don't take Vodafone.
Listen.
But like, I think the whole problem that the system created to quote unquote protect the farmers is what oppresses them.
It is.
Like, dude, if any big company would buy 3,000 hectares of land, you know how many? We have the most farmers per hectare of
Yes, we
cultivated
do.
land in the world.
We have
India
no
total or Maharashtra?
No, India.
We
Most
don't have-
number of farmers.
We have no economy of scale. Economy of scale is impossible.
But that's
in
also
farming
because we
India.
make that stupid comment like, wo kisan hai. I mean,
No, so that's
it's
the
not
other
true.
problem, right?
that's-
I mean, like the idea
like
that
I
we
thought Abbas was a
romanticize-
farmer when I first saw him. Because he's healthy and in the days
Because
when there's
he's
good
healthy,
crop.
you thought he
Good
was a
crop.
farmer?
During the good crop.
that's ironic.
None of us have farmer physics here.
Good crop. I repeat, good crop.
But you see this all over the place, right? I mean, like the way that you get this stuff going, right? The way that you kind of make this move. People should listen to the seen and the unseen. There's an episode over there where Amit spoke. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is.
See, he's the ad.
Yeah,
This
that's
is,
I
this
told
is
you,
really-
he's the
this is
ad.
Gujarati businessman at his
No,
best.
but this is real, right? I mean, like he
Now
had
he's saying it's real.
no, this is I'm
Shameless man, show me your gotra.
Okay.
Show me your gotra.
It's actually a very educative ad.
Yeah, he had
Yeah,
a
it's a
he had
nice
a conversation with it was his first Hindi episode. He had a conversation with a guy who is trying to kind of get these APMCs kind of abolished. And what are the problems farmers face? And it's really interesting when you hear that it all comes down to the fact that they can't sell where they want to, right? And if you can't sell where you want to, then I mean, like you can't change your pricing. You're dependent on
On all the circumstances of that area, which always
exactly.
conspire to screw you.
Exactly.
Which is why I say comedians should be allowed to
Man,
perform anywhere.
but
And
are
the
these
land
po-
gets smaller and smaller with each generation. That's a huge problem.
big
That's
problem.
a you
is,
know.
is that really true?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because,
because-
how do you afford to buy a tractor, right? Let's say you are a farmer with 1.5 acres of land. You can't afford to buy a 25
I
lakh
am
rupee
a farmer with 1.5 acres of
But
land.
you cannot afford to buy a 25 lakh rupee tractor to kind of get efficiency out of
Right,
it, right?
so
But
then-
if you are a farmer with 1,000 acres of land, you can afford to buy a 25 lakh rupee tractor
Now-
and you can get
yeah.
efficiency out
And
of
now
it.
there are two ways out of this, right? Either you sign up with a cooperative of farmers that all get together and buy the tractor, which all of them are
Crowdfunding
political.
in a sense.
In a sense, but
Yeah.
they're all politically connected, okay? So it's not like anybody's getting their shit done.
So then the apex in the whole setup does the best anyway.
Yeah. So I mean, invariably,
Like
you're making it worse for them with each single generation.
Solution. We're going on talking. What are
Solution,
our
free
solutions?
market.
But you can't just say free market.
No, but let them sell where they want to. Create an optional
At least
market.
be flexible.
Create an
The
optional
flexibility
Freedom
has
to
to
do business, man. It's not
And
constitutional.
Amit was mentioning Amit Verma's podcast. It's the state of our farmers. It's episode 86, and he spoke to Gunwant Patil from Shetkari Sangatna. So anyone who wants to
which
listen
was
to the podcast and understand
How you remember
more on
everything,
this-
the details on your own without looking at the computer and checking. I really appreciate that. And this is why your
I have
PhD
the
in German will
smartest
be
people
worth.
in the world who work.
I think so. I think so.
We'll put a link of
And
the
what-
episode in the
And
description.
Amit Verma
In the
himself
description.
is, as far as I know, a farmer. I mean, I've known him 20 years, and I've seen him grow things outside his house, things that he then should not be, imbibing. But that's another subject because one man's
Do you
product
know where does he
and
live?
Produce. No, it doesn't matter. Back in early MTV days, he was famous for bringing the supply of lots of nefarious stuffs which are banned in 15 to 20 countries that I know of and should be.
Lubricant.
I'll tag him
But
in
that's
this
also
episode.
farming. That's also farming. Akash, don't be prejudiced. This is like racism. What is wrong? That's a crop.
With lubricant.
But I won't get into what it is exactly. We're going to take a break. I
Last
think.
question.
Yeah.
This is the second big farmers' march. We had one in Mumbai where farmers walked all the way from Nasik to
Correct.
Mumbai, and now this. So, do you think this will actually make a change, or like will we see more such?
Bro, it's like one of those. It's like the Arab Spring wala scene. You know, people want to
Arab
do
Spring
something.
actually bought
The
a
problem with
And
India.
right now,
was
Cyrus
it
is
the
also
right
going
change?
through all the
Yeah, we'll come to
upheaval
that.
there.
We have to take a break. Problem with India, as far as I can see, is that people forget very fast.
Yeah.
So whatever issue it is, they do the march. We talk about it for one day, and we just keep moving on.
No, and plus, if
no
that
action really
if that
exists. Sorry.
march is headed by guys from the opposition party, then those guys are replaceable with next time's
If
opposition.
they want to
Political.
make an impact, they need to have two film stars, come se come. And the one has to be a very big old film star. And one has to be
Shabana Azmi.
No, it has to be like someone like Amitabh Bachchan status in terms of.
Amitabh was a
popularity.
farmer only, वैसे भी on tax, so it's fine. It's
But
perfect.
he's paid back a lot of
farmer
loans
with
also. He's doing his bit.
Panama.
Yeah. Stop it.
Surprised
That's a
with
bit
that
mean.
story.
Did you give money to the farmers? Amitabh Bachchan has given money to the farmers. Stop picking all my friends. We'll take
Oh,
a
he's
break.
a friend?
Close friend.
Amitabh and
In
you are
fact,
close
I'll
friends.
never forget, I called him up and he said, Rishte mein hum tumhare friend hote hain. And then we had to take a break, so I can't tell you the whole thing. We'll come back.
Have you gotten yourself a gym membership and shown up only a few times? Are long working hours cutting your fitness goals short? How about you change things a little? Even a small effort can make a big difference. And I'll tell you how and what exactly. Hi guys, I'm Coach Urmi, and on the Kinetic Living podcast, you can look forward to some interesting stories of people who have changed the way they look at fitness after their kinetic journeys. Episodes out every Wednesday on the IVM app, website, and anywhere you get your podcast from.
Okay, welcome back, Cock and Bull, and the scholars on the show. Aakash is on the phone watching some illegal stuff.
Yeah.
6 women in jumpsuits. I don't know what that's about. And Abbas is playing with something between his legs. It's called a laptop. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Swati, you're the only dignified presence
Yeah,
here.
I mean, you are just too much.
Please go on. In Germany, people talk like this all the time. Only they ever sound like
Abbas,
this.
I've changed my mind. I think we can talk about the Nigerian development.
Oh, sure, that's the
Yes, please,
That
please.
is the best.
That
People are
guy
very-
is what a guy.
Are you alive or are you dead?
Oh my God.
Give me
Yes.
red, give me red, give me red.
Nigerian लोग क्या trip कर रहे हैं? वो लोग क्या गांजा फूक रहे हैं, dude?
One second. Swati, you set it up because
Yeah. So Nigeria's president Muhammad Buhari on Sunday denied claims that he had died and been replaced by a Sudanese imposter, breaking his silence on a rumor that has circulated on social
it's like
media.
Mark Twain.
Yes,
Twain.
Which is what an imposter
painful.
would say.
Which is exactly what the imposter would say.
Mark Twain famously said, "No, the rumor of my death is greatly exaggerated." Yeah. Of course, he was alive. I
But
met
it's so
him.
painful to come out and say that I'm
But is he alive?
You know this guy?
You know, I was
Do
gonna
you know
say
the
that,
story
yes.
with this guy? This guy is a psychopath.
Really?
Yeah, he was on
president of
the
Nigeria.
president of Nigeria was on
Psychopath.
the
Known for
John
humane
Oliver.
studies.
Is he the one I've been sending money to? No, that's a prince.
That's me. My republic is in
I'm
Walkeshwar.
distressed.
But this is the you know that Ouroboros snake eating itself. I think we
Right.
reached that point as a society.
So, do you have any actual knowledge about this guy, or you're just saying that?
Yeah. So he has been president for a while. He picked a bone with John Oliver. This is that guy.
Okay.
He sent, so John Oliver did a piece about him and then he reiterated he replied to John Oliver.
But did he tackle the Boko Haram or not?
No.
But he tackled John Oliver, the other menace of Nigeria. Okay, go on.
Excellent. Let me open the.
There are some issues with him, right? I mean, like he is definitely there are issues in terms of violence, elections, governance.
Regular dictatorship.
Yeah, he's a dictator.
Yeah.
He's an old-fashioned dictator, died in the world dictator, following the dictator's code of
Yes.
I must kill, hurt,
Correct.
maim, etc.
Correct.
So why are we complaining? This is the way of life.
Well, this is the way.
But
of it.
here's
I welcome
my
dictators.
question: if at all he has a clone. Do they train the clones in a sense like Saddam Hussein famously had like 7?
No, they weren't clones. So they were actually, they were just basically impressionists of people who would just, they would do basic things. They would just appear there and at the most say a couple of things. I don't think.
Was the movie? There was a hilarious movie with Kevin Kline in it.
Okay, guys, I have to correct this 1 second.
The American president.
That was a funny movie.
That was another African president.
Okay, 3 conversations happening here.
Sorry, I have to correct. That was another African president.
That's racist?
That's not racist. That's just ignorant.
Stupidest.
It's ignorant.
Yeah.
But it was another.
This guy also got issues.
But this guy also has issues. If he's in power in Africa, he's killed people.
Is he alive or dead?
Does it matter?
He's alive.
He says he's alive.
He says he's alive.
The guy who is him says he's alive.
Twitter authenticate the account because how do I know?
From his official Twitter account, he tweeted out with a video saying he was asked a question in a press conference about this.
But did he
Bro, I'll tell you what.
Ask a question.
I'll tell you what. Okay, I'm going to show you his photo.
How do we know?
Sir, are you alive?
Was a newspaper of that day in his hand, something like that?
I'm going to show you a photo,
we don't know that.
of him, and this is why
it's an audio medium, so we can do this all day.
I'm going to show you. Yeah, I know. Look at the gap in the teeth, Cyrus. You can't replicate this.
I've got a gap in my tooth.
Like this?
Like
can you get someone else with this? This is
it's a matter of time.
Sorabh Pant has a...
Oh my God, Sorabh Pant has been the president of
I cannot
Nigeria.
believe you small petty comedians.
No wonder
have
he
used
doesn't
this
come
whole
to open
conversation
mics.
just to take a dig at poor Sorabh Pant.
We know Sorabh. He'd be more than happy to
How
laugh
big is
at
the gap?
this. As big as the
Sorabh's.
Nigerian president.
But Sorabh's
I think
teeth
you're
are
onto
bigger.
something, Aakash.
He's better nourished.
He'd make a good. Sorabh would make a good.
Better nourished?
Nigerian president?
No, leader.
Sorabh.
He'd make a good leader.
Sure,
But then
yes.
what happened to the East India? Oh no, that didn't work out. Okay. All right,
Oh, and we take things. Okay.
Next topic.
By the way, quickly, he's wearing Aakash.
I wanted to ask,
He's
why
wearing
are you wearing this t-shirt?
Jai,
Jai
but you
Maharashtra?
have to set it up. Jai Maharashtra t-shirt with an orange flag and everything.
Because I find it very hilarious because this is the only state that has to say it out. Like,
Is
But
this
you can't say
piece-
Jai Maharashtra and Odisha. It won't make sense.
no, I mean, I to wear it because I just find it hilarious, firstly. But secondly, also because recently I had, I say Jai Maharashtra a lot. I say
Yeah.
Jai Jinendra. I just say random
Just to
sign
see.
offs.
as a defense
Jairam ji ki.
mechanism?
Yeah.
No, just at the end of a conversation to throw the other person off. It's good fun. So
Yeah.
once I had put Jai Maharashtra at the end of a post I put on YouTube, and then a lot of people hated on me saying, why didn't you say Jai Bharat?
Yeah.
So hence I decided to wear this.
People are
Why didn't you say Jai
sensitive.
Devanji? He's my friend. That would have worked.
I think that's the beauty of it. Like, I think the name Maharashtra etymology wise also is
It's all great,
confusing.
but the shirt quality is crap.
It just means
So
great
that-
state, right?
Somebody gifted. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you have to say it, then maybe it's not.
Maratha is different, right? But
Maratha is different.
Maharashtra means
Maha-
just
Now, are we
Everyone
going to go
is in
back to
Maharashtra.
caste and gotras? Can you stop this
No, as
conversation?
in,
We are one state, the beautiful state of Vidarbha. Oh, sorry, Maharashtra.
no, but I mean, like it. The name of the state is kind of strange.
It shows
right?
insecurity.
Yeah.
Maharashtra.
मैं क्या जेल जा रहा है ना? Oh shit.
यहाँ से बाहर निकलते
I personally, I'm in a different state. I'm in a beautiful state of mind.
Yeah, I thought as much.
Can we start?
Next topic.
Next topic.
When we're talking about the farmers' protest, I said the media.
You're going back there.
No. So the next story is media related. Okay, so Z News actually broadcast a fake video of Navjot Singh Sidhu's rally where people were chanting Pakistan Zindabad.
When in reality,
they put it together,
in reality, they were saying Pakistan Murdabad hai.
No, they were saying Jo Bole Sonehal. So
Oh.
it was edited in such a way to make it sound like Pakistan
Let me
Zindabad.
try that. Jo
This
Bole
is-
So Nehal. Jo Bole So Nehal. That's not like...
It starts with
No,
Jo,
but it
Jo,
is- You have
Jo.
the same kind of syllable count, right?
Yeah,
so you can
yeah.
kind of do the.
Yes, you can just take audio from
Now,
somewhere else.
this is Z News, a mainstream news channel. I remember a couple of episodes ago, we talked about White House tweeting the intern
right.
being
Yeah,
shoved,
yeah.
right? There doesn't seem to be any price that they have to pay. Z News is still on air. I don't think any action has been taken.
So you can make up news of what you're saying and it doesn't really matter.
and,
No
and
consequences.
like this is straight up propaganda.
And
right?
theirs isn't a comedy show. It's
Exactly.
like a real show.
Yeah.
It's
Real
different.
broadcast.
And then
proper
other people
broadcast.
carried the news. Republic and all actually carried the
So
news.
the question
Immediately,
I would
our
ask
channels
is-
is-
Just
something
tweet
new
it from the
comes-
official
Yeah.
handle, so it is
No,
big
but so the
thing.
question I have is: did anybody figure out where the fake was created?
Yeah,
You
there's a
can't
factory
figure out,
in
yeah.
Bayandar where
So
they
then
do all
this is a
this.
little
but-
bit of this, right? So I mean, I don't want to defend Z in that sense,
Right.
right? But I mean, like, what I would say is that if you get a video of something like this,
You
is your
don't-
first instinct going to be that this is fake? Or your
Verify,
first
verify.
instinct
Yeah,
is to
isn't
vet it?
Z
No, you
News
have
is-
to verify
In a
it
country
first.
where law is very important, you verify out of fear.
Yeah,
nothing
and
else.
knowing
Yeah.
Navjot Singh Sidhu, if he's a public speaker, he also records his set every time he
Right.
goes. You can
Right.
listen to it and you
Yeah.
can tell what the hell is going
And he
on.
does his own chants.
Yeah.
So normally he doesn't have followers. He
You
can
think
just do it
Sidhu is...
himself.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Sidhu
basically,
doesn't
you're
need...
saying the news business needs to take a breath before they publish.
No,
stuff.
the news
what he's
business needs to
saying
do
is
way
their
beyond
job,
that.
their basic job
Aakash,
of
they've not
verifying.
understood your point. Let me clarify because they don't come from your mindset. What he's trying to say is Sidhu is the Faridun Balsara of, as you know, Freddie Mercury of politics. He can do all the different voices together.
Right.
So the whole Zindabad movement is also him.
Okay.
He's the Pakistani general who's hugging him. It's him playing him. It's him as the cabinet of Punjab or
Sidhu
together coming
everywhere.
and talking to him. Yeah, it's fun.
I
The
think
irony,
it's-
of course, is the guy who after him the cabinet is called Bajwa. Indian Bajwa, and the general Pakistan who hugged him in the first meeting is also Bajwa. That's a beautiful irony no one's picked up on.
Oh man, well, I generally feel like a lot of people, like, if I don't know if maybe this is just me being paranoid, but
Yeah.
since the
being
government
paranoid.
changed in Pakistan, I'm hearing so much more anti-Pakistan going on in India.
I know.
Which makes no sense because
No
this
sense.
is the guy we wanted.
That's
best guy.
because
India cricket khelta tha, dude.
If Imran, who is the most loved in the continent, cannot,
Yeah.
I mean, who do we suggest should lead Pakistan?
Exactly, Rahul Gandhi.
Really?
That's the only guy we can send now. Like,
Not a bad idea. I like your thinking, Aakash.
he can replace him. दोनों गोरा है ना, उसका माल बढ़ा देंगे.
Stop it. Now you're racist. Africa, I let you go, but now this is pure racist. This is reverse racist, the worst kind of racist.
Yeah,
you won't
we-
get funding.
Fine to be racist with dark people, not so fine
Never,
to be racist with,
never. How
with
will you
white
get
people.
funding? Stanford won't let you enter.
No,
from what I
but
gather.
this whole and so such good things can happen, right? We can make that corridor to the Gurudwara place. We can make they're making Rishi Kapoor's house a museum.
Yeah, I was
that's
just
it
about
too.
to
We're gonna end
mention
with
that.
that. Good piece
So
of
there's
news.
good shit happening.
Watch it. You can make fun of Imran and Rahul and everybody else. You do not touch Rishi Kapoor.
Rishi Kapoor.
Yeah, I'm just saying-
Truly.
What's happening
Good.
with Rishi
We are
Kapoor's
recording
house?
in
We'll-
Chembur.
that's the last
and
topic,
in Chembur, you take it seriously.
No, I'm just saying that it's like good things are finally happening for this relationship.
For Rishi
so
Kapoor.
can we
For him also.
Yeah, for him also because
Have
he
you
can go
seen
back to his
Have
house.
you seen Rajma Chawal? Lovely.
Oh, I
Is that a movie?
Very good.
Yeah.
And also a dish, but I don't like the dish. Movie I like.
You don't like the dish?
I hate the dish. Top 10.
Cyrus has
You know,
flatulence issues.
out of my top 10 worst foods, 9 are Indian.
Okay.
What's the 10th one?
That's
One
okay.
non-Indian. What's
I
the
don't
one?
like tortillas.
Okay.
Really?
Sorry.
Damn, I'm walking out. I'm walking. This is too much. I can't do this anymore.
There's no reaction to the fact that 9 Indian dishes.
You know, you guys have done worse to Mexicans than Donald Trump. You screwed up that food. I really like Mexican food.
Oh, you mean because of the New Yorker effect? That's why you're not a fan.
New York is my neighbor. He's a lovely guy.
But like-
Tony, very good man.
But coming back, that's the thing. I feel like it's a legitimate Ouroboros snake issue, dude. Like the media eats itself. It puts out whatever the fuck it wants. Nobody cares whether something is true or not because nothing trends for more than 12
Also,
hours.
how do you
anyway.
That
sue?
is,
I mean, all they have to do is apologize later and say we got this wrong, got
Shouldn't
that wrong. It's not
they
that
be
easy.
taken off
Defamation also is
air
not that
for like
easy.
at least a day? Take them off air.
Why?
Let them pay a
No,
price.
Because
Only-
Comedy
only-
fucking Central got pulled off air for a
Yeah.
fucking
So
week
Comedy
for a
Central
bull
and
joke.
made
should
to
never have
apologize
got
for a
it.
whole
Should
month.
never have been got
Yeah.
pulled off.
Yeah, exactly. So,
But that doesn't mean
But
that other people should get pulled
SNP
off.
got
huh?
frozen and said bye-bye, good night, we won't take a chance.
yeah, but how can a news channel can't not verify news?
Listen, I get what you're
Verify?
saying.
No,
I
this is
understand.
manipulative news. This is
Yeah,
like
no,
media
but
news.
this is not
Verify,
this is not
if I
History
send you a
Channel.
tape and you've not verified, it's different, all right?
Exactly.
This is now you're telling me they put together a tape, they
Exactly.
sat
No,
there
but
and they created a
nobody
sound
said that.
effect which
Nobody
is
said-
different.
Nobody has said that.
Nobody's
That's what he
saying
said.
that.
No,
Aakash
Nobody
points
said that.
fingers.
I asked him the question, is that what
Because
happened?
he's naked, you're distracted, but he's pointing his finger
Listen,
as well.
No,
I'm
he's not
saying-
naked.
He's
I'm so,
naked.
that's for her sake. I'm not
He's an
naked.
Indian
Listen,
man. When you go to Germany, you'll see the difference.
I will. This is what my skin looks like. It says Jai Maharashtra. So all I'm saying
Half
is,
of Germany says Jai Maharashtra.
Yes.
all I'm saying is, irrespective of whether Z doctored the tape, the fact that the tape is doctored, it's not like a.
Of course it's their
It's not a
responsibility, Amit.
challa news. It's like 100,000
It
people
goes
are
on
fucking
there,
there,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
They
You can ask
broadcast it.
someone.
They broadcasted a buck stops with
And
them.
which special agency do they subscribe to?
It's
which
a
cable?
agency. Please say it correctly, yaar.
This is
This is what I. So okay, I come down on free speech side on all of this kind of stuff, right?
But free
Even-
speech doesn't apply to
So,
news.
but no,
Free
it
speech
does
and-
apply to
free
news.
speech
It
and
applies
making
to bad
don't-
news.
what?
But
Don't call him
no,
such
it
names.
absolutely
No,
applies to bad news.
Manipulating news,
Absolutely 100%.
making up your own news. So, or I'll say the
100%
elephant
applies
has
to it.
the elephant
Freedom
famous
of
animal has
speech.
7 legs.
100% applies to that.
One second,
Okay.
Amit,
100% applies to that.
Freedom of speech comes with freedom of expression. Speech and expression.
Akash,
Freedom
you are
of speech-
scratching Amit Doshi and
One
the
sec,
truth
one
is
sec.
coming out. The real skin color is being revealed.
let him make his point.
100% it applies to that. Now, what happens is if you do a bunch of stuff like this, you'll have no credibility left. That is the solution here.
No, Baba. You
ban somebody.
You could destroy a career. For
The
example,
ban-
let's take a Me Too thing. If you give a wrong Me Too thing,
Right.
Akash has been implicated. Nobody wants to work with him again.
Right.
And what? That's it. So Akash's life is finished.
Akash has the right
and
to sue whoever put him out.
No, it's not that
But
easy,
just-
brother.
but
It's not that easy.
let's put it like in simple terms, okay?
Oh.
Let's put it in simple terms. History Channel showing ancient aliens documentary. Okay, that is one violation of what the channel is trying to sell and what
violation in whose eye for what on what.
So I'm
basis?
saying if you
Let's
look
say
at
false advertising.
whatever, it's not really history, but it's there. Okay, but
it's
a news
lie.
channel,
It's a flat out lie.
A
This thing
news
didn't
channel doing
it's
this.
It's a lie. Nobody chanted that at his rally, and they showed it as if it's being chanted.
No, and you're
understand what
using
you're
the lie.
saying,
You're using
but-
the lie to paint a picture to suit your purpose.
You
and
guys,
it's
are
not
not,
interpretation.
you guys are not thinking about the slippery
You're
slope
just
that you're putting
anti-Sidhu
up
because
over here.
you
Because now
wanted
at this
Arundhati
point in
to
time,
bat at number 3 at that point in the 80s. I know your problem.
if you try and look at this somewhat dispassionately, right, and you think about the slippery slope that you set up, when you say that a news channel cannot publish false information, right? Now, when you're saying that applies to everything. Now, news channels are trying to vet certain things and stuff like that. You can't say that, because we don't like this, because we think this is nasty, you cannot play this.
I think it should be
Baba.
both sides of the
You're not
equation.
listening, Amit. The fact is that you're
you're
supposed to play
lying.
what is true, as long as you believe it's true. They're making up the truth. That's different.
not what
It's
anybody
fiction.
has said.
Oh, that's what Aakash said.
He has not said that. He has not said that, right?
In the pantheon of great
Cyrus,
detectives, Aakash is third.
That is a
Just below
different
Sherlock
thing.
Holmes is just above David Hasselhoff.
See, that's a different thing. If they have made it up, if they have completely made it up,
They have made it up.
no, we don't know this.
They're saying it was Jo Bole So Nihal.
Yeah.
Okay, which is
we
Sat
do
Sri
not
Akal, which is
know
totally different
we do
thing.
not
But we
know
need
the
to know
source
where
of
the video has
where the
come
video
from.
came
Yeah,
from.
we don't know the source of the
We don't
video,
know the
but
source.
okay, all I'm
Has
saying is,
Aakash
Amit,
ever lied?
Amit, if my job is to tell you the truth every day
Right.
and tell you what's happening every day, and
if you lied-
I have it in my
To the
capacity
best
to
of your
call up a
knowledge.
dude,
To the best of my knowledge. We are not mad.
And if I have the capacity to pick up my phone, call somebody who was there.
In a world with 500 news channels, if you lie to me constantly, I will stop watching you.
But they all lie.
But they all lie.
So then that is a problem. That is
But
a
that's why
different
you stopped
issue.
watching.
No,
a
that's
different
terrifying.
issue. It's a different issue.
Yeah, but
that's not an issue about. That's not an. See, you guys are using words like take them off the air. They
Arey
should be.
Baba.
There should be
You
some
want
price
balancing.
to pay. There should
You
be a
want-
price
find
to
them,
pay.
find them lakh
You all
rupees.
want balance.
Find them. Is there a body that controls all news channels that is centric? The way that we have an advertising body that all agencies prescribe to.
There
that-
is a media
Is there,
control.
is
Yeah.
there a news body which is there?
You can complain to
the
the TV authority. Wala
It's
guy.
called-
Someone has to complain and then
So
the
then
action
that
is
can
taken,
happen.
yeah.
So then that can happen, and that is part of a due process, right? But for us to say that they should be taken off the air for lying
Okay,
or something
but
like that,
I think this debate is so long, we should be taken off the air. So what we'll do is, let's quickly
We have
go to
one
the
last,
AMAs. Very fast, very fast.
good news I want to end on.
Yeah, come
The
on.
Rishi Kapoor story.
And yes.
So Rishi Kapoor's ancestral home in Pakistan is going to be converted into a museum.
But will you own it?
No, he requested the foreign minister. Rishi Kapoor apparently personally
But I
requested.
have one question.
No, but will you own it
Rishi
or not?
Kapoor's ancestral house, is it not Raj Kapoor's house?
It's
No, it's
Prithviraj
Prithviraj
Kapoor's
Kapoor.
father's.
He came
I
from
think.
Yeah,
Lahore,
same
no?
family. What's your point?
Yeah, so it's why is it Rishi Kapoor's?
As
No,
in
because
now
he's
it's
alive
passed
now.
on to
He's
the
him.
only one, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the oldest
Swati, यार,
relative.
तू Germany जा रही है, तेरे को पता नहीं है ये सब.
After Gotra in the
I was
beginning,
like,
You
it
should
could be
listen
like
to the
Prithviraj
scene
Kapoor's
and
house or-
the house is owned by Rishi Kapoor's Gotra. Okay, now we have to find out. Go on.
Okay, so the foreign minister said there was a call from Rishi Kapoor. He requested that
Kapoor,
his,
yaar, decide.
that his family's
Bajwa.
home in Peshawar should be made into
Peshawar.
a museum.
Huh.
So just going on to say that we may be fighting each other, but these small things we're still doing. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah,
know.
I'm super glad that that's
It's like
happening.
it's so funny
No, the
because
only problem is
deep down,
you're ready to kill
deep
one
down,
another.
If you take
but
out the politicians and perhaps a few of the military personnel here and there on their side at least, I think, Indians and Pakistanis actually will get along very well.
So, but here is
My
also
personal
a
experience
politician
is that...
involved in this, foreign minister. So
No, that comes later. The point
That's
is
what
that
I'm saying.
The point is
Shushma,
they're happy
Shushma.
with a film star. They're happy to, go the extra mile, do a little... You can see the peace process can happen.
But my question related to Rishi Kapoor was, does Rishi Kapoor has that kind of resonance? Because my question was, it's because
It's
of
not-
Prithviraj Kapoor or Raj Kapoor's
But
legacy, maybe
I'm
not Raj
pretty
Rishi
sure
Kapoor.
everyone in
Pretty sure,
Pakistan
yeah,
knows who Rishi
Rishi
Kapoor
Kapoor
is.
is. Come
What's
on,
wrong
bro.
with you? Swati, go to Germany. Never come back. What is this
Please
behavior?
don't tag Rishi Kapoor in there.
What are you doing? Everybody knows who Rishi Kapoor is. What kind of question is
Of
that?
course we know, but you're
Pakistan is like India. There's not that much difference. They all know
They're
everything.
the same. They just have more
Hello,
biryani.
they don't speak French. That's Pondicherry. Please understand the difference in their cultures. Okay, we have to go to the AMAs. I'm running out of
Yes.
time. And
AMAs.
AMAs.
Yes.
Hey, it's been another great week on IVM Podcast. If you're not following us on social media, please make sure you do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Our Instagram page is actually pretty interesting. The stories we do are the team and what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, and they're pretty kind of fun. Take a look at them. Let us know what you think. This week on Cyrus Says, Cyrus's guest is writer and journalist Namita Devidayal. She talks about how she got into journalism, her background in Indian classical music, and her upcoming book titled The Sixth String of Vilayat Khan. On The Scene and the Unseen, Amit Verma's guest is a cricket commentator and journalist whose voice most cricket fans can identify. I hope you guessed that it's Harsha Bhogle. He spoke to Amit about the evolution of Indian cricket, its rise, and the changes that he has witnessed over the years. Really, really great episode, and we're really excited to have Harsha on the network. Please definitely check it out. We also launched a brand new show called The Paperback Podcast, hosted by Racheta Sharma and Satyajit Roy. Every week they'll talk to industry experts about 5 of their favorite non-fiction books. The first episode featuring Apurva Damani of Artha Ventures is out on the 5th. On the Rediscovery Podcast final episode of this season, Ambika and Hosher talked to Pankaj Shah and Sumit Gambhir. They talked food, travel, and the secret ingredients to a decade of managing Indian restaurants. Pankaj and Sumit were also participants in our other show, The Kolaba Cartel, so it'd definitely be a fun conversation and definitely check them out. And with that, let's move on with the shows.
If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
Abbas is back with the AMAs, and Amit will take over because Abbas is tired.
Okay, what are your thoughts on Ben Shapiro? This comes from Paris Benal.
Paris is another story, but we'll come to it later.
Paris.
Ben Shapiro. I know so much about Ben, I'll pass it on to Aakash.
Somebody
Ben
wanna
Shapiro
talk
is
about
that
Ben
Republican spokesperson, no?
He's not a
think so.
spokesperson. He's this right-wing debater
Yeah,
/ commentator. He's an interesting
Yeah,
fellow.
he's very interesting. He
makes some relevant points, but then he also believes some really out there stuff.
What is his worst moment so far?
He's very against the whole Me Too movement. He said that gender equality is not really something that we should aspire to.
I can see some women in India calling him Ben Chot Shapiro.
Yeah, let's use a sexist slur to insult the sexist guy.
There you go. But as a comedic whore, you go with the closest.
I'm on your team, for sure. Don't leave me hanging, Cyrus.
Don't think it through. Groucho Marx always said that.
All right, next question from Aman. My question is for everyone else other than Cyrus. You guys have been around him for quite some time now. Tell me, what are a few things you hate and enjoy about Cyrus? Abbas.
Be nice, Abbas.
Oh no.
My gotra. My gotra is so proud of me.
I enjoy most things. The thing I don't enjoy is I think you many a times cut guests off and speak over them a lot.
Have you met the guest?
Hey, thanks, Cyrus.
You're a guest.
I was.
You're a very podcaster.
But other than that, by and large, also I'm kind of in awe of you because I grew up watching you.
Yeah.
Comedian.
What about Swati?
Swati has only nice things.
Yes, I have only nice things to say about you,
Wow.
actually.
Good.
Because I think you are one of the most disciplined people I've seen in broadcast. Definitely.
That's not saying much, man.
That's first thing. Then second thing is that you have immense talent, I mean, to engage anyone, like anyone. that's amazing.
It's called time pass, but thank you.
But yes, because you need that kind of patience. Because Abbas was just, after reading all those, he got tired and he just put his laptop aside, and Amit is doing all the talking now.
Yeah.
But that requires some sort of patience.
Amit never gets tired, by the way. Don't
No, he
engage
never
him.
gets tired. Yeah, that's another.
Arguments with Amit never end. If you have a long drive, you're screwed. Always just find something. Do a joke or something. You know? Amit is dangerous, man. Dangerous.
But Amit knows you longer than all of us. So
Yeah.
it's questions for you.
Okay.
But this thing which Abbas mentioned, that you...
Negative.
Yeah, so you
You
don't
cut
let
off
people talk
guests.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I have met other hosts
Okay.
and guests who do not let other guests talk. So I actually don't think
Please
that...
don't say that about the pregnant lady. Please don't say that.
Enough about Vartalab, Swati.
And leave Amit Verma alone. He's now a farmer. Right?
Yes, he is. I think it's easy to work with you. I mean, that's like, you know, the
I'll start crying.
and I think I don't know what is.
I'll do
annoying?
my negatives.
Yes.
I can for you, I can spill anything. I am the clumsiest person in your entire outfit. I promise you that.
I don't think
so.
that's true.
Food or water, drink.
This is deviating
my
from the
record.
topic.
Okay.
This is
I've
trying
dropped
to...
everything.
I don't think that's true.
And this is only 47. I'm going to
Fake
drop more.
news.
Hands are shaking. You can see
Fake
that.
news.
Oh, when you said spill, I thought you spilling
News?
secrets or something.
What
I
secrets?
thought-
What secrets do we know? I don't even know who Ben Chot Nelson was. Sorry. No, because he said we can use profanity, by the way. We can use profanity.
Yes, we can use
So let's go mad for 5 minutes.
Exactly.
So Apple shuts us down.
Fuck.
And we're very creative, yeah. Aakash, do you have anything to add?
I first time I met Cyrus, it was for his podcast where I was a guest.
30 seconds.
And
You were interrupted constantly.
and the fact that I was interrupted constantly didn't matter as much because Cyrus is one of those few people I don't feel as anxious around, even though I don't know him very well. Because he has that positive energy vibe going. Plus, it's like
He's crying.
with the two of them, it's cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Like it's like this.
Well diverted. We need visual for all this. Comedy is lost otherwise.
Cyrus, close.
Okay. Thank you guys. You were great. I wish I could praise you, but we ran out of time. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you. We need you. If you have any questions, write to us online, and you can mail us as well. We will answer. We have a doctor in the house called May.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Advertising is dead. Yep, you heard me right. Advertising is dead. We're all in the content business now. Let's not call it news, TV, radio, etc., etc. It's all content, and we're in the middle of this weirdly exciting phase where all the borders and lines that have been drawn over decades has been swept away by this lovely thing called the internet. We're a show where we don't dwell on just the stuff that is now, but rather the wider stuff about advertising, media, content, and the whole goddamn circus surrounding it. Tune in every Tuesday for our weekly unboxing of the mystery box we used to call advertising. I'm Varun Dugirala, co-founder and content chief at The Glitch, and this is my new podcast, Advertising is Dead.
Did I just catch you on your way to work? Or did you end up pulling an all-nighter? Let me guess. You have a packed schedule for the day, the week, and probably the month and the year. That's a lot for your mind to handle, don't you think? This buzzing chaos also brings tons of negative thoughts. Am I right? Try spinning that bottle in a positive direction with me, Chetna, on the Positively Unlimited podcast, every Monday on IBM Podcasts. It's time to change your life one alphabet at a time.